This morning, the world is celebrating the remarkable and courageous life of renowned conservationist and animal welfare advocate, Dr. Jane Goodall.
Day after day, in the sun and the wind and the rain, I climbed into the hills. This was where I was meant to be.
In 1960, at just 26 years old, Goodall began her lifelong study of chimpanzees, living with them for decades in Tanzania. She would become a pioneer, credited with discovering just how similar chimpanzees are to all of us, as she described in the National Geographic documentary, Jane.
The more I learned, the more I realized how like us they were.
Among all of her research, it was the study of their human behaviors that fascinated Goodall most. She studied the bonds between mother and infant, gave them names, not numbers, and proved that primates too can practice compassion and altruism, changing the way we view the animal kingdom. It was a message she would share her entire life.
I got to know them better and better. They became almost like family members.
All in the face of critics who tried to discredit her because Goodall was young and female, addressing those early notions with our John Quinones in 1993.
Fragile and blonde with huge green eyes and a tip-tilted nose, she looks as if she should be pouring tea or watering the roses instead of prowling in the bush.
So?
You surprised them.
I surprised them.
In 2014, she became an ambassador for Disney Nature, speaking with our Michael Strahan.
I'm just curious, do you ever miss living among the chimpanzees?
Well, I miss living in the forest. And chimpanzees, you know, people say, your favorite animal. They're not my favorite animal. They're much too human.
Goodall was devoted to spreading a message of peace and understanding to young people. And in 2022, Mattel honored her with her own Barbie doll.
I never, ever went out without binoculars. Girls don't want just to be film stars and things like that, but many of them, like me, want to be out in nature studying animals. And so a Barbie doll, who's Jane, is a super idea.
Jane Goodall.
And just this year, Goodall received the Presidential Medal of Freedom from President Joe Biden. And decades into her career, she never stopped delivering her message of peace and compassion. It was her belief that small change creates lasting impact. A message that kept Goodall fulfilled until her passing.
We wouldn't be here without Dr. Goodall.
On the day she died, Goodall was scheduled to speak to a group of thousands of young children impacted by the devastating California wildfires, inspiring them to kick off an initiative to plant 5,000 trees. That event becoming a memorial in her honor. And for those wanting to make an impact of their own, Goodall leaves us with this advice.
If you think globally, you become filled with gloom. But if you take a little piece of this whole picture, my piece, our piece, this is what I can do here. I'm making a difference. And hi, wow, they're making a difference over there, and so are they, and so are they. And so gradually the pieces get filled in, and the world is a better place because of you.
Wow. Such beautiful advice. Yeah. National Geographic will screen the feature documentary Jane on Sunday, October 5th at 8 p.m., followed by Jane Goodall, The Hope, at 10 p.m. Jane is also currently available to screen on Disney Plus and Hulu, guys.
Wow, what a life.
Yeah. What a wonderful piece of advice she leaves us with.
Well, all the pieces will fit in.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Lara.